What up, people? What's up? Hope everyone is well and, of course, literally doing well. I'm going to be posting this up on YouTube and, of course, on Instagram. So, of course, literally click like, follow, subscribe, smash the YouTube, Instagram, IGTV, follow, subscribe button. This will be a spoiler to, of course, to Wandavision episode 5. If you haven't seen it, please avoid this video and avoid the comments and avoid social media, literally. I remember today in the morning when I woke up, I saw TC Comics. He was posting. He said he posted like an image that said, I think, what was it? Something about Wandavision changing things. I don't know what it was. It was like changing history or something like that. And I was like, ugh. So I avoided. I was like, ah. And I watched it and I checked out TC Comics' post and I was like, he's right. Overall, it was an amazing episode in regards to the information we actually got. In regards to, of course, we found out that Wanda did resurrect the Vision from, of course, taking his body and resurrecting him. But how did she resurrect him without, of course, the Infinity Stone? And we found out Vision's wishes were initially never to be brought back to life in regards to him actually being used as a weapon, which I didn't know. So that was pretty cool to find out. And of course, seeing the Vision getting angry at the end because he finds out that Wanda is actually manipulating the situation, which was really, really interesting. And he actually confronts Wanda, and then she's like, you see him get angry and agitated. You've never actually seen the Vision like get angry like that, which is quite interesting. We've seen him calm, compassionate, loving, having empathy. Never seen that aspect of his never seen that aspect of him ever within the MCU. So that was the first to see the Vision actually getting angry. And he actually finds out that, of course, that half of his life is missing. And Wanda was like, isn't this enough for you? Which is quite interesting to literally see. As much as people think that Wanda is actually in control of the situation, I do believe there's a higher power that's manipulating Wanda. People have been speculating it's Mephisto, it's Nightmare. It seems too good to be true. And it seems too well organized for Wanda to be orchestrating this whole thing on her own, into being able to manipulating and controlling every single person within that particular town. So how did it start? How did it begin? How did she actually come to the city? What happened to her after Avengers Endgame? What pushed her to actually, of course, to go in literally into one of the bases and actually resurrecting the Vision and taking the Vision's body and actually bringing him back together? Like, what caused that? Was that her being mind controlled from Mephisto, from Nightmare? I mean, what made her do that? Or was that really her? Was that her intent, or was she controlled or mind controlled? Who knows? The whole plot could be the fact that she's literally, maybe she is being mind controlled to bring the Vision back to life, to actually make the Vision evil and actually do the bidding of the higher force that's actually controlling Wanda and Vision. So it's quite interesting. As much as people think they've got it sussed out, it's not sussed out. It's an amazing show. I loved it. And of course, the reveal. We see Quicksilver from the X-Men movies actually literally, of course, being brought back. And that was pretty strange and pretty cool. And I remember TC Comics, he had like a post ages ago, and he was like, I think it was down the lines of, this is going to happen, and it basically happened. So is he going to be the new Quicksilver? Who knows? And what was interesting was, in that particular moment, we did actually find out that Wanda said she didn't actually bring him because she was very, very shocked to actually see him, which is quite strange. Now, what was interesting was, if we all remember, Geraldine basically, what she did was, which is quite interesting, she said, what if we bring something into the town that can't be manipulated? And then the drone goes in, right? I personally think that she somehow managed to bring in someone who knows the history of Quicksilver to play Quicksilver, to be the inside man, to really find out what's happening in the city and possibly try to warn the Vision in regards to what's really happening. So for all we know, that Quicksilver that we actually have that's actually come into the scene wasn't brought up and wasn't made or casted by Wanda, but potentially it's an inside agent. Could be from Sword, could be from Shield, who knows? And they're actually there just to play the game, to see what's up, and of course, literally do what they gotta do. Pardon me. Now, I could be wrong, because if this person in the next episode starts portraying powers, then that's gonna basically be a whole different story. Because how? Like, so my theory would be out of the window. So if we see this person portraying their powers, then that is pretty much Quicksilver. And what's quite interesting is, it's like when he came in, he was like, "Who's this?" And it's hold on a second. The Vision was there in Avengers: Age of Ultron, because that's when Quicksilver passed away and died. So he's either playing dumb, or he has had his history being wiped, or maybe he's a being, or I don't know, that's come in to try and put things into perspective and cause balance, and to help out. Because think of it realistically, right? Vision can't take on Wanda, because she pretty much showcased that in Captain America: Civil War, when she actually just, she fought the Vision, and then she disappeared with, I believe, with Hawkeye. She went up against Thanos and nearly crushed him. So who can actually go toe to toe with, of course, with Wanda, Scarlet Witch? Who? And even basically, like, her whole persona's changed. When she came out and she dashed the drone, right? She dashed the drone, and had all the guards were there and so forth. Even her tone, her vibration, her facial expressions wasn't the Scarlet Witch that we've seen in the MCU. She looked more deadly, void of soul. She literally was like a killing machine to a degree, which is quite interesting. So that's another element. Is that her? Isn't it her? Is she somehow being locked up, and her image has been projected, literally, her consciousness being projected onto that side, onto the city, and that's actually not Scarlet Witch? Or is she being manipulated? Or did she make a pact and a deal that's completely gone wrong? Or they've taken her compassion out of it? Because what's really interesting is when she's in the real world, when we saw when she came out and she confronted the Sword team, she had no compassion. She had no compassion, no kindness, no nothing. She was like a killing machine to a degree with her persona. But when she went back basically into the town, she's kind, she's compassionate. It's like she has two characters, which is quite interesting. So maybe maybe when she goes into that town, she changes. She gets more programmed into her programming of who she is and how she's acting, because she's actually playing a role. Like she's playing a character. But when she left the town, she went back to like a very evil person, and like regards to just hate, resentment. And even when we saw her first appearance in Avengers: Age of Ultron, she was never like this. She had, even though she was doing what she was doing, when she was fighting the Avengers, she had more compassion and she was balanced. But in this episode, she isn't. All of that to basically say, no one knows what's really happening. As much as we think we have it all sussed out, so many questions. The biggest question is, how did this town come to be? How did all of these characters become mind controlled? How? And what was quite interesting is, why is it in the episode where Geraldine pretty much Captain Rambo, I believe, when we first see her, right, and she says to the agent, which I always forget his name, the guy from Ant-Man and the Wasp, but Ant-Man, and she says to him, "Why can't you go? Why can't you go in?" And he says something down the lines of, it won't let me. But when she goes, it lets her in. So why did it let her in and not him in? That's another question that we have to basically ask ourselves. So it's a very interesting episode. It was action-packed. And of course, seeing Quicksilver, is that an introduction of course, Quicksilver being recasted within the MCU now? Or is that the introduction of the X-Men? Is that the introduction of the multiverse? Does that somehow give us hope that the next Spider-Man movie will actually include the Spider-Verse? very interesting times we're actually living in. Like, but I think that Marvel did something that was just completely different and shocking. You know, like we actually got a recasting of Quicksilver, regardless of if he's going to be the Quicksilver within the MCU. No one knows. And of course, the question is, now you have Quicksilver and you have Scarlet Witch. Are you now going to have Magneto being the father of these kids? Because obviously they had to change things around due to, of course, the whole situation with Marvel and Fox, in regards to Fox owning the word mutant, and Marvel couldn't use the word mutant until the whole Disney deal went by, and now obviously they can. So what's going to happen in that scenario? So when I saw that, I was like, wow. So that the family's been brought together. And the other question is, are those kids, are the twins, are they really real? Or are they part of that reality? I think they're 100% literally real. But for the ability for them to increase in height and age, it looks like they're manipulating time. Quite interesting. And of course, is the Vision dead? In regards to, we all know he's alive. It's been confirmed he's actually been brought back from the dead. But if he leaves the town, does he die? But then he can't die because he's already been brought back to life. It's been confirmed that he's been resurrected. His body has been taken. Quite interesting. I don't think he's dead. I think he will live. And I honestly think, and I really hope that Wanda and Vision I hope that it ends well in regards to them becoming a family, and we get a season 2, because, you know, I don't think the fans are going to be like, yeah, just give us a one-off season. We want a season 2. So that's my scenario. I believe, from what I can see, the kids are real. But this show is so twisted, we don't actually know what's real or what's not. Like, we just don't know. We just don't know what's really real and what really isn't. But to really like give you my to really speak on the substance of what I want to say is, I just have the feeling 100% that Wanda is not in control, basically, of this reality. She's not in control of this. She's not in control. As in, she isn't the one that's causing the so-called problems. She's not in charge. I believe there's a higher force that's running through her. She's acting, Wanda is acting like Loki was acting in the first Avengers movie, when he was actually being controlled by, I believe, the Tesseract, which is, I believe, don't quote me, I always forget this, I get this wrong, the Mind Stone. I believe she may be controlled by an Infinity Stone. But you're thinking, what, the Infinity Stones have been put back? Or have they? Did somehow someone get the Infinity Stones and try to manipulate her? Or did she somehow get the Infinity Stone, try to use it to do what she had to do, and she manipulated something or someone did something to her, and now she's actually serving the Infinity Stone? Who knows? Who knows? Who bloody knows? Can you imagine that if the twist in the story was the Vision was actually Wanda, and Wanda was actually the Vision? I know, I just threw it out there, just for the fun of it, that the Vision's actually the one that's... Can you imagine if the Vision is the one that's actually controlling the situation, but he's playing dumb, and it's not really the Vision, and it's like this whole story is just being made up, and what the SWORD team are actually seeing is a facade, that there's actually another layer behind that, and there's another team that actually... you have the villain, or the team that's actually manipulating both sides of the story. So they're manipulating Wanda and Vision, and they're manipulating SWORD, because they're the real people that are pulling the strings. It just gets deep, because as much as, like I said, they make it out to be like, obviously, you know, oh wow, we've given you basically the story, Wanda's the villain. Like, we all thought in today's episode that Wanda and Vision were gonna fight, that, you know, Vision was gonna leave the town, and that basically the people were gonna march in and save the day, but it never happened. Which is why I said in the last week's episode that when they showed the promo for this week's episode, I knew it was gonna be a complete lie, because they did the same thing with Avengers Infinity War, where they gave us a fake trailer. But you know what? Hand on my heart, whatever. I love this show. I love it so much. It's different, it's cool, it's amazing. And I love the fact that it's not a budget show, because I thought Disney Plus, is it going to be low budget? And it isn't. It's actually Marvel Studios. Like, it's amazing. I like it how they went from the sitcom to the swords, like to that particular scene. You see the difference between the sitcom and the real world, and it's amazing. So it's given me hopes for all of the other TV shows, and I really can't wait I really can't wait to see how this show ties into all of the Disney Plus shows. But I can't wait. It was a very subtle, dope show. Like, very dope show. And what was really intriguing and interesting is when the Vision was at work and he got that message from Sword. So how did that message get beamed down? How did that message get beamed down to him? So, Rambo, like, what she's doing, but she's on the ball. So that thing stuck with me when Rambo said, we can't get a drone, we can't get something that's been, what if we get something into the city that hasn't been tampered with already, that she can't tamper with? So of course, Quicksilver, that's what I was thinking. That Quicksilver, there's something about him. And we're gonna find a lot of traitors, I think, in that show. And I believe the Postman is the man that's pulling the strings. I really think it's the Postman. So it'll be dope to see who this villain is. Is it Mephisto? Is it Nightmare? Is it the new MCU villain that's going to showcase and basically showcase literally within the MCU? So many questions, so many answers, and this is one thing I love about this show. It leaves you with more questions than answers, which reminds me of one of my favorite TV shows, being of course The Blacklist. 100%. It leaves you with more questions than answers, and it's a show that I recommend to every single person. But that's my thoughts on Wandavision, because I like to, how people like to give you Easter eggs and so forth. I like to really just go deep and ask the questions that you may not have asked yet, to really make your mind work and to really make you just see the show literally different, which is amazing. And I love those type of shows that incorporate the mind and make you think more. And this show involves comedy, the occult, magic, horror. It's subtle, it's scary, mind control. Like, we don't know what the level of mind control literally is, which is insane, which is totally insane. And I can't wait to see what transpires next. And I really, really hope the Vision actually comes back to life, and that they don't actually kill him off. Again, because I think the way he died in Infinity War was unnecessary to a degree, and he died twice, which is really bad. Like, Wanda destroyed him, Thanos came in, thank you. So, and I think that scene in the last episode where the Wanda looks at Vision and she sees that he's dead, I possibly think that was possibly her getting possibly a flashback of how she saw him, or he actually looks like that. But if he's been resurrected from the dead, then he should be looking the way that he's looking, right? Or maybe he isn't. Maybe he still actually looks like that, because they did say they took his body. She took his body and she resurrected him, which is quite interesting. So as much as people, like, I'm repeating myself, as much as people seem to think that Wanda is controlling the whole scenario, nah. From watching the Russo brothers do movies like Civil War, Infinity War, there's gonna be a major twist in this show that's gonna cause people to be like, oh my gosh. But I'll say this, the last thing I do want to say, what I love about Marvel is what we've seen in the last 5 episodes, meaning they've taken chances with these shows. Like, Doctor Strange was a gamble. Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy, even if you hated it or liked it, Captain Marvel was literally, of course, a gamble. Wandavision is a gamble. Miss Marvel is a gamble. So many gambles, and I like it because they don't play it safe. They take chances. All of the movies that we're seeing coming up, the new ones, it's a whole gamble. But we're moving forward. We're doing things differently. As much as people want to see more Avengers movies, I want to see something different. And I know for a fact, 100%, Marvel will bring back the Avengers. And the movie will make 6 billion instead of 3 billion. Because, no one stays dead. Listen, here's something that you people need to understand. The only person that stays dead, the only one person that stays dead in the comics or in the movies is Uncle Ben. That's it. Everyone else will be brought back to life. And of course, with the fact that they can travel through back in time now, in what we saw in Endgame, characters can come and go and so forth. And I really can't wait to see what the future of the MCU lies. And I really hope, shout out to the DCEU. I really hope DC get their act together and do a cohesive, amazing storytelling of movies that will be near enough or par to the MCU. Because they can do it within their own spectrum and energy. And I hope that's what they pretty much do. And it's not about having a shared universe. Produce good movies with cool storytelling. Taking away 11 years of Marvel history, taking away the special effects, the special effects, the high-paid actors, Marvel Studios. The reason Marvel have popped off is because they've told a dope story for 11 years, which now continues where? Within Disney Plus. So all of the Easter eggs, Quicksilver, the words of Ultron that we've uttered, the Hydra commercials, all of those give you flashbacks of the shared story. Of course, 11 years of the MCU, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Hydra, everything is all connected and is accumulated to 11 years. Meaning, it's like it's dope to see this. It's amazing. And what's really crazy, if you've never watched the whole Marvel movies, the whole 11 years, you would not understand you would not understand basically what Wandavision is about. So every episode is a continued story. And I can't wait. And please, I hope Doctor Strange makes his cameo in this movie. And I can't wait to see Scarlet Witch in Doctor Strange Doctor Strange. I can't wait to see Scarlet Witch in Doctor Strange in the multiverse of literally madness. One of my favorite characters, man. I can't wait. I'm so excited, so happy. With that being said, my throat's actually bad because I took some black seed oil. So I'm happy. I'm really, really happy. And I can't wait to see episode 6. With that being said, what are your thoughts literally on, of course, Wandavision? Drop your comments down below. Did you like it? Didn't you like it? Who do you think is the main villain? Did you agree or disagree with what I said? I don't care what it is. Drop your comments down below. Click, like, share with a friend. And let me know your thoughts basically on episode 5, Wandavision. And what are your thoughts and predictions on episode 6? With that being said, I'll catch everyone literally tomorrow. And of course, if you're on YouTube, click, like, follow, subscribe, smash the thumbs up button. Everything. And of course, if you're on Instagram, hit the IGTV, follow, subscribe, share, like button. If you want to talk to me, drop a comment down below, DM me, and we can literally, of course, talk. With that being said, catch everyone in a bit. Peace.